let me put you. Dimo, go and shaka Dimo. Chimon, let me know you Chimon. Putting counter cross that you wrote. You not back on you now, around this place. So you pass, you get to cafe and face. Jealous every day, I said, Dimo, watching, you want to see us fail. You start watching, you want to see us fail. Give me a chance, let me put you. When you're ready, let me put you. Give me a chance, let me put you. When you're ready, let me put you. The way you feel about me, can I start my blessing? Are you run this? What is stressing? Let me put you, mama, you're ready. I got it, I won't do it for you. Sweet jelly, sweet jelly, did I say for you, you do me about well, tiring. Then you got it now. Think I'm watching, they want to see us fail. You try watching, they want to see us fail. Give me a chance, let me put you. On your ready, let me put you. Give me a chance, let me put you. Are you ready, let me put you. All my haters, I say, for me. You expensive, love is priceless. Dear big white joy. I tell you. It's probably a your friend for Jesse. That is message. For me, all my haters, for you. For me. They want watching, they want to see us fail. You start watching, they want to see us fail. Give me a chance, let me put you. Are you ready to let me put you? Give me a chance, let me put you. Are you ready to let me put you? Dimo, go and shaka Dimo. Chimon, let me know you Chimon. Putting counter cross that you wrote. You not back on you now, around this place. So you pass, you get to cafe and face. Jealous every day, I said, Dimo watching, they want to see us fail. You start watching, they want to see us fail. Give me a chance, let me put you. Now you're ready, let me put you. Give me a chance, let me put you. Now you're ready, let me put you. The way you feel about me, can I start my blessing? Are you run things? What is stressing? Let me put you, mama, you're ready. I got it ring, I won't put it on you. Sweet jelly, sweet jelly, did I say for you, you do me about well, tiring. And you got it now. Dimo watching, they want to see us fail. You start watching, they want to see us fail. Give me a chance, let me put you. On your ready, let me put you. Give me a chance, let me put you. Are you ready, let me put you. All my haters, I say, for me. You expensive, love is priceless. Dear big white joy. I tell you. It's probably a your friend for Jesse. That is message. For me, all my haters, for me, for me. Give me chance, let me do you. Now you're ready to let me do you. Give me chance, let me do you. Now you're ready to let me do you.
Don't want all the women that will come.
All the women are.
I want to go with one. I want to hear. Mouya, we're getting ready for the protest. Mouya, we're getting ready for the protest. Mouya. Let somebody pray for us so we can start. Because we got different area to go.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. Let's pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سورة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. May Allah bless all of us. Amen.
Hey, listen. Hello. Can you see the rest when they're looking? I'm going around creating awareness. We need to examine so we can ask our president of this country peacefully. We'll do it peacefully.
For sure.
And you know we're not going people, right?
Yeah.
And you know we're somewhere peacefully, right? And when there's someone one place there's somewhere around, the people from Ghana were somewhere on the Ghana road. The people from Douala were somewhere to Douala. The people from Kakata, Magibi, the people from Bikena, they were somewhere to Bikena.
Facebook, even friends that were elevated, they all on the Facebook, hating, cursing, and doing what they want to do. But I ask God to forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. The same man that used to work, that was start from the foreign ministry in America, he said, and it's very serious, I'm going to say it, that George Weah will not go to election. Well, I want to tell him, he thinks he's a rebel. But other people crazy more than other people. The thing of crazy then, they pass mark. No, some people, they pass more than mark. Elections. But I want to say to him, and I will call it here, Louis Brown. Louis Brown was sacked because he was out of the code of diplomacy. He doesn't know diplomacy at all. He doesn't know the difference between America and Liberia. He doesn't know our relationship with America. He doesn't know that America is our traditional partner. And that man, and he doesn't listen to leaders. That man, in the ministry, we asked that man to vote for America. He voted as in America, and that's why we sacked him. For now, understanding that we in America, we have a partnership that no one can break. Even in the diaspora, when I went to France, they asked me a question. Why America? I said America is our partner. And the friend of our partner is our friend. So what I would let you know now,
with the tyrannical regime of Master Sergeant Samuel Doe, whether it was Charles Taylor, civil society, and student leaders in this country, always too taught to question the regime. We are clear that the letter of the president is draconic. We call on the national legislature to throw that letter through the dustbin of human history. Not to give a micro-inch and a breathing air to that communication. We are clear that the consistent inconsistency of this government, the failure of this state to protect the rights and citizens of its people,
constitute the failure of the state protection. That is why we must move into history and protect our people. We are clear that if our lawmaker will get a micro-inch in a breathing air to that communication, they will be quarantined politically in the district. When the masses of the people turn insecure, when the masses of the people turn insecure, they will move into history. They will set the record straight. They will quarantine their lawmakers for ensuring that such bogus a policy today is being passed. Mind you now, the president has a deep fear with Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution. Let me say to you clearly, Article 1 is clear. The president is taken politically. The president reliance on Article 1 is not because of elections. We are quite conscious about that. The president reliance about Article 1 is on the basis of the president is afraid. She's afraid that the masses will want them moving to human history. Amanda, figure where to. Yo, we'll set the history straight. Yo. I want to be very clear to the Liberian people, and not only to the Liberian people, but to the international community, that the president is escaping justice. As a matter of fact, you as a media practitioner, the journalist, you are aware that a high-profile government official just resigned. And that woman is about to expose a dangerous mass, weapon that have come from the ambience of the particular government. And so the president is afraid. Madam Christiana have dossier, mass weapon of serious destruction on the president. And they're about to be actually disclosed. And so the president is very tactical. The woman have recordings to expose the president. In fact, all of the audit commissions that were sent to the president and other basic fundamental issues with the NSA boss are those issues that the president doesn't want for the Liberian people to get. And not only that, any clock will be coming out with information that the president will call in a recording of gossiping and confabulating to eat the country's resources. And the Ebola task force, fundings that have been given by the international community, all of these things, have been swept on the carpet by the president. The letter and the power is only inherited within the legislature. And that's the reason why today we've come here under a very unfair democratic condition to say to the legislators that this time around, all the time they have passed bookwork consulting agreement, 68 bookworks consulting agreement, but this time around, the president wants to become a chancellor or a door-leg president. She is wearing the jacket of an imperial president, and that we believe that the letter is draconian, the letter is dictatorial, the letter is Gaddafic, and it's Mugabe. We are saying that letter must be thrown out of the doorbell.
Mr. Ability is a dishonest man. This man is genetically incapable of talking true. He lied about everything brazenly.
Yeah, they vote. Here we are. You go ask the people. What you know how many truckload of human beings we took from Masurado to carry the bazaar for Yombli to win? So what were you talking here? So what kind of bazaar?
So you been practically.
Oh, but that was the day they know about it.
You did.
I said they did. I was the one who was running.
You say you know how many trucks we.
It was they did it. They
but you facilitated it. As chairman, you facilitated it.
They asked for the car. They asked for the car. I give it to them. I don't know what they were doing with it, but they asked for the car. Yeah, they said they were taking their voter to carry them to Baza.
Yeah, you say you know how many.
I gave them the car. They are aware of it. And at the end of the day, you going around here talking about Yombli got vote in Baza. Please stop this.
So how many percent did you guys?
You go to next. You go ask Bashu. Hence Bashu.
How many you truck?
Ask hence.
How many trucks you get?
Hence Bashu is the master for trucking.
How
so you go ask.
You provided in 2020?
I give them one bus. You see some.
How many seated?
36 seater.
36.
They say they had Baza.
How many trucks they made?
I don't know. I just give them the truck. They say.
I'm not sure how much did you contribute?
I don't want to talk about that here.
But you contributed to trucking.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, I give them a bus.
To tell President, we are enough is enough. Right. Enough is enough. Not listening to the citizens of this country. I think the cup is filled.
So.
The cup is filled. If President we have feel that he took medicine or juju from Italy on the Liberian people, that anything he do or anything President we have do is spiritualizing to the Liberian people.
That juju you brought for Jamaica must feel this time around.
This is a president who are in the legislature who many days used to be in protest conference room here or somebody on defined money business here. Liberian people are telling us that this man he worth $80 million. You worth $80 million. What happened to the rest crisis? Just really 20 million to get the rest done. But if 11 million could not be accounted for, 11 million that was approved by the National Legislature in subsidy of rest. So we call you on the legislature.
Take action.
Immediately to investigate the 11 million. If not, there will be unspecified actions at the grounds of the legislature for to begin with our fathers and mothers on the grounds of the capital. So we call you on President we are again to reiterate our actions that we giving President we are 72 hours ultimatum to again. Let me reiterate, President we are based on the contradiction on the disbursement of the 11 million. President Weah should dismiss the finance minister. President Weah should dismiss the comrade minister. President Weah should dismiss the IT port manager with immediate effect. If not, there will be unspecified action in this country. And trust me, no amount of police intimidation will take off from the street. We're going to move in the street. We're going to educate our people and put them in the street. Thank you. God save Liberia.
No unpaid police.
What do you think about reconciliation in Liberia and prosecution of people who may have committed atrocities?
I think reconciliation is okay. Prosecution is foolishness. You know what? Why did they choose TRC? Why did they choose TRC? After that, I saw Africa. I was not in Ghana. They went to Ghana and the international community put before Liberia, War Crime Code, and TRC. And they choose TRC. So why do you want TRC to metamorphose into War Crime Code? You have to first pass a law, remove the TRC, and bring in War Crime Code, and go back again collecting intelligence, information about people. Because you cannot just accuse people. You have to have facts.
Let me also ask you a tricky question. I read that there's an FBI investigation going on about presumed murder.
Don't worry about that.
Those who voted for change must have now realized that the president they voted for has kept this country paralyzed. If you voted for him, but you're also feeling the pain, I hope you do your best to see it never happens again. Are you waiting for the change? You'll be waiting in vain. I don't think that this government employed anybody with brain. It's only gonna get worse, and the truth is you can't complain. For the suffering and all the pain, you only have yourself to blame. We should have never voted a candidate without a certificate.
All right, we'll come back to messaging, madam, but I want to move us now into a little bit of politics. Can't get you, sis. The young man said you're a seasoned politician and not go political. Are you still a member of the Unity Party?
I always have been, will always be a unity partisan. I have been deactivated.
Voluntarily or involuntarily?
Involuntarily. But that's not my problem. That's not my issue. But let it be known to everybody that I have been, I am, and I'll always be Unity Party. So nobody can change that one. But you want deactivate me where? Okay.
Would you like to be reactivated?
The deactivated people will do the reactivation.
Okay, I hear you. So you're out there, you're here.
And let me tell you something. We are not giving any commitment to anybody. The day I sit behind a bench, I will talk about it. And it's not coming to not being the country, be sodomizing balls and everything when people die or say, then I'm going to talk about it. I will talk about it. If it hurts you, like you take me to court, I have the proof. Alexander Cummings is on gay. He has sodomized somebody, the person died. Very promising young man coming up. He said he couldn't wait for his time. Everything in life at time. He couldn't wait for his time. He allowed himself to be used. And he's from the country that I hail from. He's dead and gone. Enjoy yourself for today. Forgetting about tomorrow. Took the ball to the stage. Sodomizing good. And I see some people, they're taking it to buy everything. You are not know Alexander Cummings. It is so gay. See, tiny young man now pull later somewhere and say that here. His physical morphology cannot tell you that he is a leader. I'm not talking about what he does. See, sometimes your physical morphology, give you a clear picture of the leadership skill and style, and you represent. That's how it is. But you get one with lay plate a gay man, you go tell that one, made that man to be who? Gay man that has lived his entire life out of this country for more than 36 years. He understands nothing about what the people have been faced with, the constraints the people have been faced with. When did this gay Alexander Cummings get to know that he needs to be paying people to go and protest? When he could not uphold, defend this country as to maintain his citizenship. He denounced the citizenship of this country and lived out of this country for 36 years. Just coming there, you say you made a change? What kind of change? You made a change to make the gay change. You made the gay business to be strong because he has received money from the gay groups in the world. And so he has promised to people that Liberia will be one of the countries that will sign on to the gay law. So we will legalize gay activities. When a man see you on the street, he likes your business, he walk up to you and tell you that, hey, I like your business, we can do this, we can do that. And it will damage the young boys in this country because God is not sleeping. God himself, he understands what exactly you need to do. And when you want to use the other means and telling God that this place that you told me to operate from, it is not a rightful place, and this is what I want to operate from, you've got to get sane and you will die soon. Gay Alexander Cummings, I'll continue to say this. And my people, you need to believe it. When they men come in your community, you'll drive the men from there. When they men set eyes on a young guy, a promising, determined, decent looking man, he will do everything to sodomize the person. He has done it over and again. And I continue to say, all of you, I did not give my 100% word to you. Say, I will not talk about this. The reason why I'm holding on it because I think he's from where I came from, and also the people are still in tears. I don't want to make them to feel somehow. When the family members got to know about this, they send people there now to talk. Because gay Alexander Cummings has damaged the ball and did the ball die. You know what it means? To use your friend, man, the thing you can do, the force you use on women, you use that same force on men. Do this. And let me tell you something, we are not giving any commitment to anybody. The day I sit behind a patch my hand, I will talk about it. Alexander Cummings will not be in the country, be sodomizing balls and everything. When people die, I'll say, then I'm not talking about it. I will talk about it. If it hurts you, you take me to court. And I have the proof that Alexander Cummings is on gay. He has sodomized somebody, the person died. Very promising young man coming up. He said he couldn't wait for his time. Everything in life at time. He couldn't wait for his time. He allowed himself to be used. And he's from the country that I hail from. He's dead and gone. Enjoy yourself for today. Forgetting about tomorrow. Took the ball to the stage. Sodomizing good. And I see some people, they're taking it to buy everything. You are not know Alexander Cummings. It is so gay. See, tiny young man now pull later somewhere and say that here. His physical morphology cannot tell you that he is a leader. I'm not talking about what he does. See, sometimes your physical morphology, give you a clear picture of the leadership skill and style, and you represent. That's how it is. But you get one with lay plate a gay man, you go tell that one, made that man to be who? Gay man that has lived his entire life out of this country for more than 36 years. He understands nothing about what the people have been faced with, the constraints the people have been faced with. When did this gay Alexander Cummings get to know that he needs to be paying people to go and protest? when he could not uphold, defend this country as to maintain his citizenship. He denounced the citizenship of this country and lived out of this country for 36 years. Just come and then you say you made a change? What kind of change? You know the change you make a made? The gay change. You make a made the gay business to be strong because he has received money from the gay groups in the world. And so he has promised to people that Liberia will be one of the countries that will sign on to the gay law. So we will legalize gay activities. When a man see you on the street, he likes your business, he walk up to you and tell you that, hey, I like your business, we can do this, we can do that. And it will damage the young boys in this country because God is not sleeping. God himself, he understands what exactly you need to do. And when you want to use the other means and telling God that this place that you told me to operate from, it is not a rightful place, and this is what I want to operate from, you've got to get sane and you will die soon.
But even I've seen money again, like Brentford, I put it because Ali and I see them carrying it in Europe. Some point in the country, all government are in eligible interest. That's the money. But we tell no money. The school will go to our people there, go pay for the school invest. I can't pay her in one country invest. So I was going to tell the money I carry to Ghana, correct? But one country get it on me, I was taking from you, Gary. No. Yeah, I'll leave it. Yes. The day God take me, I will carry her with me. No. Our grandchildren, I will kind of see the ones there, but what kind of looking for? They go book power there. So these are the things we'll be doing. I just want to say thank you to.
Good morning, woman.
Morning, how are you?
Were you out at the Samose funeral panel?
Yes.
What did you discover since this boy died? I was able to talk to Conan, to Elijah, and Blambo. What is it? What are you going through? What are you hearing?
Right now, I think my disappointment in the Liberian government. Because everywhere we go, we have been working for those children, going from place to place, asking them for justice, and they told us that they can't help us in our process.
The government said they can't help you?
Yes, the police told us that they can't help us in our process. And we asked them, why you people can't help in a process? They said they got no claim on Simose. They got no claim on Simose. It about they see all of the living human being, that the living human being will talk. All of the body they will inspect before they start talking. And we told them we are not looking for body. We're looking for a living human being because Moses asked for a living human being. So we don't ask him for body. Moses told us that the children got drowned in the water and I know about water too well. And then when I saw the place, children, human being were not crossing there. So we can't enter to deny Moses to get our children. So every time the part we're supposed to play, like going to the government, we have done our best, but then no response.
So the police said they're not looking for the children or what?
The police told us that they deploy men, but then the men they deploy, we're not hearing nothing from them. The only thing they could tell us is that they found Bali. And we told them that we are not looking for Bali. Because the Bali people talking about is at the time right now, then it means that you won't have seen them. But then you can see somebody that everything stay in tight with them, then you say that Bali for us.
Okay, let me get to this part here, because when the case started, we were told that you people requested the services of Zanzankawa. Zanzankawa is the chief zone of the Republic of Liberia. Zanzankawa was supposed to go, I think, have gone there. What did Zanza tell you when he came? Because Zanza went to find out whether the children were drowned too, or whether missing and somewhere else. What did Zanza tell you when Zanza came by?
When Zanza went with us, Zanza said the only person that I can request for, you go to bed. And we went to bed. The next day we were there. And he called for the kingdom owner that we have not seen before. And he was able to come. They claim they find owner, we were able to see this farm owner. That's very good in the influence of Zanzankawa. And they came. When they came, their explanation was conflicting. Then Zanzankawa said, look, you don't go in town, the children are not drowned in this water. But then you just go and go to Ministry of Internal Affairs to get our paper. We can find the children. You will get the children are there.
That was what Zanza told you?
Yes.
And so Zanza came back.
And when we came back, he scheduled a time for us to go. And we took upon our time. We went, we wrote Internal Affairs Ministry. And all over, we have been writing them to help us in our process. The Internal Affairs Ministry told us that they can't get paper to Zanzankawa. We went as far as asking Prince Johnson. And their statement answering all it was not places to us. Some people came in asking us, so in case you didn't find your children or you found your children, they are not normal. What you people will do? I say I have no problem. The only thing I should see my son. Even he told you didn't tell I must see him. I will feel relaxed. That God had him. If I see him, the same God that protect him will show a way that he will be able to talk to all again.
Okay. What was it like? What was the last thing you people ever talked about before or demise?
The very first thing there is that the last time I talked to my wife was on the scene Thursday, the 1st of October. I called my wife 1 minute after 8 to check on the children, and she said they were okay. And she told me,
you people live in different places?
Yes, because of the distance, I live all the way, we built our house all the way behind Motor Corner. So the distance there, she's the only person now sustaining the family.
Wow.
So with the new promotion as a manager for tax services, so she have to be punctual on the job. So there was an agreement that my wife would spend the time in West Point over the weekend. By Friday, she take the case
back to you to
Broadville. Spend the weekend.
You live in Broadville?
Yeah, I live in Broadville.
Okay.
So usually I call my wife in the morning to find out how she coming on. So she told me she was doing good. The children were doing good. Friday, 1 minute after 8. Then she told me that I'm getting ready now to go to work. But there was an arrangement between my wife and her dad that the dad was to use her Jeep by 11 a.m. on Thursday. On Thursday, the 1st of October. So my wife left the house by Sunday at 8:30 to go to work. So the dad started calling by the 11 p.m. the arrangement between my wife and her dad.
On the Thursday?
On the Thursday to use the Jeep to go to Magibi. They called that phone earnestly. There was no response. And whenever my wife, when she's in a meeting, when you call, she either on the low tone, she will say, okay, I will call you back, or she sent a text message. So that was strange to the family. So I received a call from my sister-in-law by 7 p.m. She said, but we have been calling your wife since this morning. There have been no response. So immediately, I chatted a motorball from all the way inside Motor Corner at the same time, dialing the number. I got to West Point. By 9, chatted or tested, we went to Central. Went to the charge of quarter.
Why did you go to Central?
Because it was that strange. From in the morning, my wife went to work and been calling her 2 phones. They have been ringing. There have been no response. So we went to the police station, reported the case to the charge of quarter. They took us to the traffic division to find out whether there were any accident That they are talking about 9 p.m. now. Whether there was any accident, they did all of their checks and things. They said there was no accident. So the police advised that we check the hospitals. We proceeded to JFK. We went to the emergency ward. They checked the log. There were no gifty asthma. They put took us to the wards to check. We checked all that. We could not find. Then we went to Catholic. Went to almost all of the hospital. So we decided coming home because normally we have our prayer, our morning division. I mean devotion and night division. So we decided praying as family. By 2 a.m. in the morning, my sister-in-law.
Friday morning, that is.
Yes, Friday morning. By 2 a.m. in the morning, my sister-in-law by the name of Christina Asma died the number on a private. Her phone now died my wife Lone Star number on the private. A gentleman answered the phone. He said hello, but he did not cut the phone off. And you know, understanding this. So my sister-in-law was monitoring. Then you could hear the guy knocking a door. Then you could hear and say, "Who's that?" Then he said, "That means Supreme."
Who's the Supreme now? The guy who answered the phone.
The guy who answered the phone said, "That's me, Supreme." You understanding it? So you could see they open the door. Then you see the guy waiting. My sister, we were still monitoring the phone. You could hear, you know, some noise in the background saying, "Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way." Later, the guy noticed that the phone was on. The guy cut the phone. He switched the phone off. So we started praying. So by 3, they died her second number. The second number, the person answered. So when we dialed the number, the guy said, so we asked the guy, well, can we talk to the person? He said, no, the person is okay. You will see your sister in the car in the morning. Then the guy will switch the phone off. But when I call, the guy would not answer because my wife phone is still there, my husband. The guy would not answer. But Timbers, if I text my wife's second number to you, and when you dial the number after 30 minutes, you know, second, when you switch your phone on, a message can come and tell you that the call is on.
Yeah.
So if I text my wife's second number to you when you call, the guy will tell you the same thing. You will find her in the morning in the car. The guy will switch the phone off. So after that, in the morning, so I decided about 4 a.m., I just say 3:30, I chatted another taxi to go check around. Because the way the guy was talking, she's in the car. So we decided going around Monrovia, the Broad Street, opposite Cathedral where the body was discovered. We passed all there.
And the car wasn't there?
No car was there. It was just, no car was there. We went all over, you thinking about Lakpasi, the Zoom, all over, we went to go search. So, you know, Mose Carter happened to be a friend of mine.
Okay.
Okay, so I called Mose Carter to explain the situation to him. And he told me, he said, oh, Lama, you just continue to check. One in the morning by 6, I received a call. Moses said, oh, I just got information from the Liberia National Police that they phone.
Moses Carter now?
Yeah.
He called you?
Yeah, he called me. He said, oh, Lama, the police just informed me there's a Jeep on Broad Street and a female body is in the Jeep. Timas, I was that confused. It was good that I was not the one driving. The driver we got. Before we got there, the Commissioner General LRA were there. Simose were there on the scene. Then the police denied us of seeing my wife Bale. The father and all pleaded with the Liberia National Police. They denied us of seeing my wife's body. They drove the body, they carried the body to JFK. The 2 cars, my wife's car, along with Mr. Peter's car. They carried the body to JFK. We got to JFK. They also denied us of seeing my wife's body. From there, they took the body, they carried the body to Simose. But the only thing we signed a caveat that Simose, because JFK were complaining that when they keep the body there, the system, the lack of electricity, so the body, you know, will decompose. So we all agree with the LRA group, they took the body that they should just preserve the body. There should be no embalmment until an autopsy can be conducted. Okay. The next day on Saturday, they call us to Central. We did all of our statement. All what I explaining to you, all is captured in our statement to Central. We did all of the statement. Then, on Monday, they called me, they said they wanted the driver number, all of this stuff. I went to Central. When I went to Central, the police informed me they want to search my wife's car, the 2 vehicles. Mr. Peter found
where the bodies were?
No, yeah, because the body, well, they put the body Those who killed the murder my wife and Mr. Peter placed the body in Mr. Peter's car.
And where was your wife's car by then?
The two cars were on Broad Street in line. And you understand
one after another?
Yes. And you understand it? So when we got to Central, the issue they're talking about, wanted to know the driver, to provide all the information as who were the driver, the identification, the telephone number, all of this stuff. The police informed me we should go to search the vehicle. Mr. Peter's family were not in the know. So, luckily for me, I had Mrs. Peter's number. I dialed Mrs. Peter's number and I told her, I said, Mrs. Peter, are you aware that the police is about to search your car? She said, Lama, tell them nobody touch my husband's car until I can get somebody there. She sent somebody in the police key. They opened the car, they searched my wife's car, all of her belongings and things. What was in the car? They took down notes. I even provided money for them to even photocopy, to give me copy to the police. Then we went to Mr. Peter's car. In Mr. Peter's car now, when we opened Mr. Peter's car, what the body was, my wife's shoes were in Mr. Peter's car. The shoes that were in are from West Point. I served a commissioner in West Point before becoming development superintendent. I know that when you go on the beach, when you take somebody on the beach or somebody go on the beach and do something on the beach, you know that. So I raised the issue of the police. I said, but officer, why is Sam doing on my wife's shoe? You know the justification the policeman gave me?
No.
When we took the body to JFK, it was that difficult to remove the body in the car. Those who came to remove the body in the car, they're the one who was stepping on the shoe on the seat. I said, oh man, the entire JFK fan, a concrete pavement. So where's Sam coming from?
So sand was on your wife's shoes?
Sand were all on the shoes.
I mean, ordinary sand or beach sand?
I said beach sand. I'm from West Point. I know beach sand. I know ordinary sand. And the entire JFK, you go to JFK, you said no JFK, a concrete pavement.
Yeah.
So where's sand coming from? People who can take bottle from one car, from in the car, I mean. Where's sand coming from to be all on my wife's shoes? Soak, the sand soak on the shoe. Then the officer telling me that the people who can take the body from there.
Mr. Lama, before you continue, I mean, let's understand one thing about this section of the car.
Yeah.
The bodies were in Mr. Peter's car.
Yes.
The police entered the car, drove the car from Broad Street.
Okay, let me just come into that. The very first thing, I'm an old security personnel. The police, first of all, if you listen to the police director, he admitted that the crime scene was contaminated because they drove the car. So as a 3 officer, the very first thing was to bring a tow truck to take the 2 cars. But they drove the car the body were in, along with my wife's car, they drove it and carried. So that alone, they just admitted that the issue of the crime scene.
So my concern here is that how would they drive the car from the scene to GFK and then come back to city inspecting the car when they had already entered the car?
I think that question they need to answer. The police need to answer that question. You see, this is why the family will continue to say we don't trust the process. We met the Justice Minister on Friday. You understand it? And Mrs. Peter, we were there. We told the Justice Minister that, Mr. Minister, as family, we do understand. Let me just say something here. The outcome of this investigation as it relates to the so-called autopsy that they are performing, we know that because all of our interaction with the police, they have one preconceived notion that the people there's just my wife or extramarital affair. And let me just say here clear for the record. I know my wife good. I can put my life on the line for my wife. And let me just say, the individual Mr. Peter also I can put my life on the line. Mr. Peter is like a father to my wife and I. These are people with high integrity. I think you saw on the U.S. government website. Yeah. The very first opportunity my woman had to go to America, she was student in St. Mary's. The 4 students went, 3 escaped in 2014, and my wife came back. The records is there at the U.S. Embassy. When you go there, they always call my wife as a motivational speaker. Timbers, we are telling you of somebody who graduated with 3.77 in economics, who does the economic department at St. Mary's. She was recommended by the administration of St. Mary's. And Frida Thomas saw the girl great. We're talking about somebody who's scoring A in econometry. And even in her Christian life, she's a deaconess in the Church of Pentecost. At the same time, she's an auditor of Church of Pentecost with the Republic of Liberia. So the issue, this is a girl who born in West Point. Even the American embassy, when they noticed that she was born in West Point, they didn't believe. Because you know the many questions people have been asking, can any good thing come from West Point?
Come from West Point. We all from West Point.
We all from West Point. We became development superintendent from West Point. Then this girl, with high integrity, trying to erase that negative notion people have from West Point, they murder her that in Kobe.
Let's move forward because this information that a lot of people know. Today is the day of the autopsy. I think the President of Liberia also
the President
is
of Liberia is supposed to
invited.
be there.
People are
the
invited.
Intelligence Council.
What is your reaction to that? They want to conduct a transparent autopsy, and with your presence.
But the very first thing that we continue to say as family, the process will not be transparent.
Why?
One, the issue there is clear. The pathologists that you are talking about, these are people who are paid by government. They work for government. You listen to the information minister. I don't know what are the information. There's like the information. I don't know. The information minister is like he told something stronger than what he took. Your first interview you granted on BBC. You see the people were not auditors; they were professional. The very first do the information. Does it understand the working of LRA? Who was Mr. Peter? Assistant Commissioner for Audit. My wife, before even becoming, she was research analyst assistant at LRA. He knows the working. My wife, he knows the working of LRA. To just come, what do you say about the IAA? What do you say about the other auditor who died on the SKD Boulevard? Then an information. So with all of these statements, you listen to information minister provided these statements and things.
So you don't think the autopsy will be transparent and
it's a kangaroo process.
What are they trying to hide? What will they profit the government? The government is not part of that. We have no facts to the story to the death of these guys that were masterminded by government.
But let me just say here, you see, the thing is that when you talking about the very first thing is that T-Max, let's see something here. Since the gruesome murder of my wife and other professional colleagues, the government have not come up with any statement condemning. I challenge anybody in the government to say, from the executive mansion, the Ministry of Justice, even the LRA they work for, they didn't come and tell you, say, they have come up with any statement condemning the gruesome murder of these people. Nothing of that.
Let's talk about the pathologist. You don't have confidence in
I don't have confidence in the entire process.
Did the government afford you the opportunity to select a pathologist that you were going to be comfortable with?
The very first thing is that we were coerced by the government.
Coerced?
Through the Ministry of Justice. Because, first of all, we talk about an independent person. You know what they told us? They told us that the government cannot provide any independent pathology. They said, we, the family, we should shoulder the cost if we want an independent person. That was the first intimidation.
That's what they said.
That's what they said at the Ministry of Justice.
But we've seen instances where the government has given families the opportunity to bring an independent person and they shoulder the cost.
They said, no, I will give you Mrs. Peter number. You call Mrs. Peter and even find out from Mrs. Peter. What I'm seeing here.
They said if you want,
if
you want another option, yes, you got to afford the bill.
We have to afford the bill. You talking about my wife? My wife just celebrated her 30th birthday on July 4th. Left 2 children behind. You know, my 5-year-old daughter was telling me yesterday that, Daddy, you lied to me, criminal came, mama. What do I tell my 2-year-old son? They have made my children to be motherless. Other children have become fatherless. You understand that? But Timas want to, we know God is a just God.
Let's look at the items that were. So what were the items found in the car?
The very first thing there is that what were the items found in the cars? What were the items found in the cars?
And where are the items?
It still will be Liberia National Police. Let me just come to the issue of what they call me for again on the issue of the phone. Because there are rumors circulating that we, the family, the police turn over our beloved ones, the properties. That information is false, and that information is from the belly of the devil. They call me, place the phone among phones. That I should identify my wife.
Place your wife phone among phones.
Yes.
Okay.
I should identify my wife phone. And when I just pick my wife our phone, the phone stay with the police. Mr. Peter too was represented by one of his family members too, went to identify his the phones and the laptops. It's still with the police. So all of these things that we identified, the only thing we did that day, from the car, when they searched the car, her personal belongings that were there, I provided money. Because they said they never have photocopy in Central. I provided money, they went to photocopy because I needed a copy. Even the man who sent the man did it more than 2 hours. It was the day that the corridor were going to Simose to do their own examination on the body. It took us 2 hours before that man brought it. I even took it from inside when I photocopied myself before we could get copy of the items that were found in my wife's car. And another thing they do, they went to us from the Ministry of Justice after we all agreed previously on the issue of the autopsy, that they did the COVID test. And we were informed that they were going to send the result of the COVID test to we, the family, up to date.
COVID test on what?
The two bodies. The two bodies.
Why?
Did they do the test at all?
According to them, they did a test.
What was the result?
The result, there were information. They told us that they were going to send the result to us through text, up to down. What they are saying, they're going on to go perform, I know the so-called stuff that they are doing. Up to now, family members don't even know the status, what are the COVID status. So with all of this, things, what told me, Minister Dean, I spoke on behalf of my family, my wife. Mrs. Peter spoke, and we spoke in one accord that we don't trust the system. So they sent me text message, and I told them, because we told them they will not even see us there. So since they say, because the justice minister is telling us that their responsibility to carry on the test, the only thing that when they finish with it, they didn't give our body, so we can lay our loved one to rest.
Does this mean that you have given up on justice for the quote-unquote murder of your wife?
But my brother, the issue of giving up is relative. If you see information minister for or you listen, you see the moment we are frustrated in this entire processes. And I can tell you, nothing we can get from all of this. People murder my wife and Mr. Peter in cold blood, and the blood is crying. Their blood is crying.
And you will accept that?
One thing we can say, our God is a just God. And this is what we continue to say. That anyone, all of those, even if you hold the information, and even those who parading providing negative information as it relates to the character of these people, the wrath of God will visit them. And those who were connected, one way or the other, the devil, the wrath, they will cry more than us. Their children, they will lose their children. So long God is a Lord just God. We continue to say that the wrath of God will visit them.
I told you that people were following me and they threatened to kill me. Since that time, it has continued every day. There are two cars. One is black and one is gray. Those cars follow me every day. Fortunately for me, I don't go out in the night because I ain't got nothing to do in the night. Especially yesterday. Yesterday, I went to visit my daughter. I saw the two cars, and somebody gave me the info, said, check in your view mirror, the two cars following you. When I looked in the view mirror, I saw the car. The gray one was closer to my tail. And so I gave the signal and I parked up the road. It parked, it passed me, and it stopped. I passed by it, and I stopped, and two of us stopped. The car was not moving. Then the black one came from behind us and passed. So I said, look, I gotta go where I gotta go. I went to my daughter's place, spent some time there, and I was coming back. I was coming back, the two cars followed me, the guy who was with me in the car. I told him, I said, watch the two cars behind me. I'm getting off the road. When I got off the road, they parked and they parked. I told guys, I said, I told this into the CDC government. They have been denying it. Now these guys are up to kill me. Justice been happening to everybody. People asking me, why don't you leave the country? I'm not going to go anywhere. You want to kill me? Go ahead and kill me. I'm not going to run. But I want to let you know that I know what is going on. I informed the international community. Everybody is in the know of what's happening to me. Yesterday, a white paper marked CDC, tinted. It went to my house, thinking that I was there. That was sometime in the morning. It went to my house and parked right by my gate. Must have stayed there for over 30 minutes. White CDC pickup. It left, it went to the community with the pretense that it was looking for somebody. Immediately I called all my friends in the CDC government, the senators, the representatives. One of them told me, Tima, let me check it out. Let me check it out. I will let you know. Up to today, he stayed checking it out. I sent the calls to the message called the message to the police director. I sent to my friend Musa Dean. I sent to all the senators, the one I know, the ministers I know, and I sent to all the members of the international community again. CDC is after my life. I am not going to run. If somebody thinks that he's after my life, I will run. I will not run. Go ahead and kill me. But I can tell you, history has taught us these hard lessons. Samuel Canyon do ran behind people. You gotta tell me where it is, so I will tell them good morning. Charles Taylor came and intimidated people, and where Gange is going, you have know and you know. I will not run. It is not my style to run. I give my life to you. Go ahead and execute what your plans are. Let those cars continue to follow me. But I tell you, people are watching you as well. If you think you're chasing me out of Liberia, it will not happen. What could happen, I will stay here and you can accomplish your aim. I wrote the President of Liberia. I wrote the Council of Churches. I wrote the EU. I wrote the United States government. They have that information. So I'm telling that to you. These guys that follow me are operators of this government. They are seditious. The guy was bold enough to drive that car to my gate. That white pickup marked CDC, no license plate. That was what I sent the message. And I sent the message to the President of Liberia. I sent to everybody that my life is in the hands of seditions and this government. So nobody will think that I'm making that up. I'm not making anything up. That is the habit. They did it to me last year. They had the same meeting. They had the same meeting again yesterday. God knows. I have not done anything to this government. Maybe I've become a victim of what I did for this government 12 years. Maybe that's my payback. But I am not going to go anywhere. The lives of my children, my wife, in everybody's hand. Especially this government. My blood will be on this government's hand. I'm not running away. If somebody suggests that Tima should run away to go somewhere, I'm not going anywhere. So CDC ought not to be in a hurry. I'm here. You want me? Come. I'm here day and night. I'm here. I'm not going to chicken out. I just want to let you know, I know what you are up to, so that the world will know. So you can call.
We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up.
Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true that we are not afraid anymore. That we will keep on fighting, and keep on fighting. But is the Liberian people fighting for themselves? Or are they waiting for a Messiah to come from heaven to fight for them? Or are they depending on some kind of God from somewhere to come to deliver them? Well, I am here, well seated here this evening or tonight. I'm well seated and about to drive you through the narrative of our Liberian society. I'm about to take you to the dance, to the Mupurupurani of our society. I'm about to take you. But before we get started, the American ambassador at large visited our country, and she said, I don't want to see the president. And let me play that clip for you so we can hear from her. She said, I don't want to see the president.
Yeah, stuck. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's correct. So I will try to do my best.
How is everything centered around for in the country?
Well, I've learned a lot about the state of your transitional justice process. I've read your Truth Commission report, which was issued more than a decade ago. It contained a number of really important recommendations, and unfortunately, many of those have not been implemented. And so part of the reason for my trip is to understand where the blockages are and to encourage forward progress.
For how long are you here? And while you are here, can you just tell us whether you will hold meetings with whom, for what?
I'm on your continent for a week. I was in the Gambia earlier this week and I arrived in Liberia on Wednesday. We leave this evening, but I'm hoping this is the beginning of a conversation and not the end. I've been meeting with a number of different stakeholders here in the city, including civil society actors representing a number of organizations, the Liberian Bar Association, women lawyers, the Global Justice Research Center, etc. Also meeting with the press. We did a roundtable yesterday, and then some senior government officials.
What are you looking for? I mean, what did you want to hear from them? What the meeting?
In many respects, I'm trying to understand, as I mentioned, why there has not been progress on the Truth Commission recommendations that were issued back in 2009. And I understand that there's been a bill that's been floated within your legislative branch, but it hasn't moved forward. I'm also trying to understand where the people are when it comes to justice. And so that's where the meeting with the civil society actors was incredibly important, because they were able to convey that the people want justice. They understand that impunity is corrosive. And if you don't have justice for war crimes, you may not have justice for acts of corruption, and you may not have justice for ordinary daily crimes in life. And so accountability is appropriate and important across all sectors.
The Truth and Reconciliation Commission's report. I heard you this morning in the news, and you've repeated saying that you've read the report and all those kinds of things. Did you think that at this point Liberia would have started the implementation of some of the recommendations in our report? Is the U.S. government in any way disappointed that we as a nation have not been able to venture into those recommendations?
It has been more than a decade since that report was issued, and so I think one would have expected to see greater progress at this point. I was just, as I mentioned, in the Gambia. Their report was only released a couple of years ago, and they're already talking about implementation now. So it does feel like there's been a delay.
You think it's promoting impunity in your view?
It isn't promoting impunity. If you don't have some sort of a justice process for the worst crimes known to humankind, how can you expect to have justice for ordinary crimes that people are experiencing on a daily basis?
Will you meet with the president?
No, not this trip, unfortunately, but I do.
Yes, yes, that was what she said. She said no. Then you can clearly understand the reason why. You can clearly understand Josh Manawia is in serious trouble. Josh Manawia is in serious trouble with the United States. That the ambassador will leave from here and go to our country, to go to Liberia. And then the ambassador refused to see you. She refused to see you. That in itself speaks volumes. The Clarence asked the woman, are the American people disappointed? Is the American people disappointed? The woman never said yes or no, but her answer to that question, it means a yes. Hello? Yes. Yes, you are on the Abraka Talk Show. So you think that I have ever caught you up before? Okay. Okay, I always do that. I always do that. No, 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 no. You are saying that I always do that. All right, all right. So I'm doing it again, yeah. Since you said that I always doing that, then I'm doing it again. I can. This is the only show that can be able to give institutions leverage of time. But since you're saying that yes, I did it before, so I'm doing it again. Just when we are in serious trouble. George Manawia is in serious trouble, my friends. You are not informed, but I will be laying that gist on you tomorrow morning. What made me to say George Manawia is in serious trouble? What made me to say that? 4 bank accounts that have been freezed by the United States. 4 bank accounts. 4. I'm not saying 2, 3. 4 bank accounts that have been freezed. That woman went to Gambia. She was in Ghana when she received a telephone call that she need to extend her trip to Liberia. She was in the Gambia when she received a telephone call that she need to extend her trip to Liberia for her to be able to find out what is it that the war and economic crime court has not been established in our country. What is it? The woman went into the country. The woman refused to meet with the presidents. That alone speaks volumes. So if your citizens so you get mud in your brain, they may have the guts to say that the rest is in the country. But tomorrow morning I'll be laying the G's on you guys. The G's. I'll be telling you guys how much each of those bank accounts that have been freezed. How much is it? How much is it? Plus many, many more. 4 bank accounts. 4 that have been freezed. 4. And then when we're giving you guys the information, so you can call it, you can tell me that you citizens. And I wanted to cut you off. But because you lie on me, you say that I'm always doing it, so I will do it again. George Manawia is in serious trouble, fellows. But not to bore you, we have been off for some time. We'll come out tomorrow morning. The time has not changed. We'll come out tomorrow morning. But if you have anything other thing to say, place your call now or forever hold your peace. Place your call now on 215-824-8124 or 267-938 215-266-6509, or you can better call on 215-824-8124. That is the number to call. That is the number to call. And to the fellows United Partisans, you're here. And let me play the other allegation about Benedict Cummings, Mr. Cummings. What Mr. Cummings did, he sodomized the ball. He sent the ball to the United States and sodomized it, and the ball have died. The ball parents are grieving. Let me play that clip for you.
And let me tell you something. We are not giving any commitment to anybody. The day I sit behind a bench, I will talk about it. And it's not coming to not being the country, be sodomizing balls and everything when people die or say they're not talking about it. till you take me to court. I have the proof. Alexander Cummings is on gay. He has sodomized somebody, the person died. Very promising young man coming up. He said he couldn't wait for his time. Everything in life at time. He couldn't wait for his time. He allowed himself to be used. And he's from the country that I hail from. He's dead and gone. Enjoy yourself for today. Forgetting about tomorrow. Took the ball to the stage. Sodomizing good. And I see some people, they're taking it to buy everything. You are not know Alexander Cummings. Hey, man, is so gay. See, tiny young man now pull later somewhere and say that here. His physical morphology cannot tell you that he is a leader. I'm not talking about what he does. See, sometimes your physical morphology, give you a clear picture of the leadership skill and style, and you represent. That's how it is. But you get one with lay plate on a gay man, you go tell that one, made that man to be who? Gay man that has lived his entire life out of this country for more than 36 years. He understands nothing about what the people have been faced with, the constraints the people have been faced with. When did this gay Alexander Cummings get to know that he needs to be paying people to go and protest? When he could not uphold, defend this country as to maintain his citizenship. He denounced the citizenship of this country and lived out of this country for 36 years. Just coming there, you say you made a change? What kind of change? You made a change to make a man? The gay change. You made the gay business to be strong because he has received money from the gay groups in the world. And so he has promised to people that Liberia will be one of the countries that will sign on to the gay law. So we will legalize gay activities. When a man see you on the street, he likes your business, he walk up to you and tell you that, hey, I like your business, we can do this, we can do that. And it will damage the young boys in this country because God is not sleeping. God himself, he understands what exactly you need to do. And when you want to use the other means and telling God that this place that you told me to operate from, it is not a rightful place, and this is where I want to operate from, you've got to get sane and you will die soon. Gay Alexander Cummings, I'll continue to say this. And my people, you need to believe it. When they men come in your community, you'll drive the men from there. When they men set eyes on a young guy, a promising, determined, decent looking man, you will do everything to sodomize the person. He has done it over and again. And I continue to say, I did not give my 100% word to you. Say, I will not talk about this. The reason why I'm holding on it because I think he's from where I came from, and also the people are still in tears. I don't want to make them to feel somehow. When the family members got to know about this, they send people there now to talk. Because gay Alexander Cummings has damaged the ball and did the ball die. You know what it means? To use your friend, man, the thing you can do, the force you use on women, you use that same force on men.
For me, I am. Seku is very, very annoying. He's very, very angry in expressing himself. But Anaya know that it is not to me that gay. Anaya know. Anaya know that it is not coming or judgment we are is a gay and are two gay people. Just we are said a gay. It is not coming when he be gay, then I sunny bar. And I want nothing about. Because Liberia, we are foolish people. Some of us are very foolish people. So not bad thing. The man lay a friend man. That one not bad thing. That one not bad thing, sir. But let somebody try me. Or let somebody try my brothers. At the time, you will know what type of water you cooking. Keep your call coming at 215-824-8124 or 267-215-266-6109. It is not coming that gay. Just when we are gay, when the people electing, so that bad thing. That one not bad thing. That one not bad, sir. But one good thing that I know, the Liberian people are against gay. Gayism into our country. When you just say that you gay, to just quarter for a month to say you gay, people can want to stone you to death. People can want to stone you to death. Now I'm not talking about the point I want doing that in high and see. Anyway, like I said, tomorrow morning, I just came here tonight to try the new system that we have. To try the new system that our software to try to be able to see how unique it look. And I think our people are doing a fantastic job. The software created and they are doing a fantastic job. So let us keep it on. But tomorrow morning we'll be here. If you cannot call right now, let it be so. Be in your bed, sleep. Or if you can call now, so we can be able to text our system for us to be able to know whether our audience can be able to hear us when you call. For us to be able to know as well that this system is clear and unique, because tomorrow morning it will not be small thing. Tomorrow morning will not be small. So okay, we have a first caller here. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling out from? Yeah, Washington can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Practice what you believe in. So my question to you is, does the same constitution protect those people that you are making it sound like their action goes against the constitution? Are you talking about your religious belief or the constitution? Because we have to be fair to the Liberian people. We have to give them the best education that being a gay person in Liberia, it is wrong. Why? Because it is wrong. It goes against our constitution. Those are the information that you should be spitting out. But because you don't like them, we all live in the United States. And the U.S. government has to give the constitutional right for gay to express themselves freely. And we live among them. They are not bothering us, and we are not bothering them. And secondly, there's an international law. Liberia is among the Committee of Nations, and it has to abide by international law, whether we like it or not. As people at it is, look, I'm a Christian. I come from an inline church, right? A very, very traditional, diehard gospel church. But
I'm coming.
we have to know that we are protected by one umbrella, which is the Constitution.
If you are hearing the caller, please text yes. If you are hearing him, please tap yes. Why?
So we need to be very, very educated. I know sometimes our anger, our dissatisfaction gets the best of us. And that's where we go wrong.
Hello?
A prostitute. And the people wanted to stone him. But they wanted Jesus' opinion. They said, this woman, we caught her doing this. What did Jesus say? Jesus didn't say stone her. Jesus said, who having done what this lady have done before should be the first to throw the stone. So what he was saying is that if this is against your country law, then don't take matters into your own hand. Use the law to prosecute those people. Why aren't us doing that? Are we a law-abiding citizen, or are we just people with just harsh feeling because you don't like what you see? But let me tell you that Liberia is going to go into a transition, whether we like it or not. If Liberia becomes a prosperous nation, we're going to look past gay, because a lot of different people will start coming in. You're going to start sitting next to a different nationality with different cultural belief. Are you going to like it? No. But they all has to be protected by the Constitution, whether we like it or not. But your religious belief cannot trump the rights of others. You have a right as a media, and nobody should step over that. Neither should you step in front of somebody else's right.
My brother, what I want to tell you is that on our continent in Africa, gayism, I'm not talking about another thing. I know that in the country we work with gay. I know that I have worked with some gay people. They have been my co-worker. We don't discriminate. That is how this country was built. But Africa, we have our cultural values and norms. Gayism, just for you to say that you are a gay into our country, you will be, when you're not Teta, you'll be stoned to death. That to say you are gay, that to say I am gay, when you say that in our country, when the police are not around, you'll be stoned to death.
Actually,
that how no, I come in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That how we as Africans, especially West Africans, that's how we are. We have certain values, cultural values. We have certain norms, cultural norms. I understand that you're not supposed to discriminate. Yes, it is true. Jaha in East Africa, we as Africans, we have our cultural value, and that cultural value need to be respected.
Well, why? Maybe I disagree with you. I disagree, because if you go back into ancient Egypt, okay, King Tenkameni, was gay. That was before Jesus Christ was born. So the only reason why we didn't hear in our culture, it was because it was a hidden mystery. It was something that you don't talk about in public. But if you ask our great-grandparents, gay has been around in African culture as long as we can remember, but it was not as popular as it is in this generation. Even when you go back into the Bible, God said a man should not sleep with another man. Why? Because it was already happening. If it was not happening, God would not mention it.
I am saying.
Okay, so Koil lifestyle has been in African culture since the day of humanity, but it has been kept on the wrap. That's why you and I never heard about it. There's somebody in Liberia that is in their 80s and 90s that were raped by another man. So you cannot say that it's our culture. Yes, gayism is our culture too, but those are hidden culture. Those are taboo. You can't mention in public.
Well,
even when I was growing up, you cannot even mention the word sex when I was growing up.
Well,
you don't mention those stuff. So to say that it is not in our culture is fallacy. Because in ancient Egypt, even that talk about transgender, okay? One of the king pharaoh of Egypt decided to go to transgender. So those things have been around us.
In ancient Egypt, men were sleeping with their friend, man.
Yes. Not only that, the first transgender was a pharaoh in Egypt. He decided to become a woman. Okay? So why we didn't hear about these things? Because they became taboo.
Well,
in Liberia, in ancient Liberia, those things took place, but they were kept on a wrap. The only difference to today's generation is that it's been made public. Those lifestyles, Koil lifestyle, is not new.
All right.
You and I just didn't hear about it publicly as we are hearing it in the Western world. But it has been around in Liberia. It has been around there. But my question is not that. We need to, I was listening to Prince Johnson, and he's trying to verify, make it clear that the Bible is the constitution of the Bible, which is complete nonsense. Your religion is your personal relationship between you and God. You don't plug in people's faces. Because if Prince Johnson believed that Liberia is God's nation, is a Bible country, then what's wrong with the Quran? He do justice, not a justice to the people, our brothers and sisters who are mostly in Liberia. So the divisiveness, that's why the Constitution was created, so that it bring all of us under one roof and say, look, as long as it didn't go against the Constitution, you should not discriminate or sabotage the lifestyles of others. Nobody in Liberia likes Christianity. Some people in Liberia don't like Christianity. Some people in Liberia don't even like to become a Muslim. Right now in Liberia, children at the age of 10 are getting into marriage in Islam. But guess what? It is their culture as long as it is protected by the Constitution. We need to talk about the law, not your feelings. Because if we're going to speed out our feelings, there'll be war again in Liberia. Nobody will talk to nobody. Nobody even like you because you're short. The woman will say, I let tall male. That's why we are protected. And you will not even give news. They will arrest you. But guess what? You are protected by the Constitution as a news media, okay? Freedom of speech, freedom of movement. They are struggling for clean drinking water. Okay? They are struggling from better transportation. They are struggling from better health care. All right? Even the guy who I went on a surgery with him, right? He's a transgender who became a woman. And I'm alive today because of the good job he did with me. Do I care whether he's transgender, what he does? But all I care about, he has the knowledge of medicine. He's a good surgeon. So we need to utilize people based on what they have accomplished in life and not go into their personal life because it's none of our damn business. It's just that it's not my business to come into your life, but I admire you, AB, for a young gentleman like you to take media to the next level. That's what people want to see. But whatever you do in your private life, whether somebody comes and say, oh, we saw AB had 2 women, I said, but it's not your business. At least it makes creating job for us. Okay? We need to be educated, not personal, because it's not going to take Liberia nowhere. All right? So we need to not give the disinformation because that produces hatred. And hatred leads to violence. And violence leads to death. We have seen enough of it. Whether Alexander B. Kumi is gay, all I do know is that he's a well-accomplished man, a multimillionaire who rise from the bottom and push himself to the ladder of corporate world.
No,
and he's a blessing to Liberia. Whatever he does with personal life is none of my business. All I need to judge him for is that if he doesn't change Liberia and put people to work, I will judge him for that. But we sit here and you guys spend your entire hours talking about nonsensical stuff that has nothing to do with people who are not hungry today. And Zambia might be gay, I don't care, but he's a millionaire and his family are okay. And his friends are okay. But you and I, our family, are they okay? Joshua is okay. Whether he's walking the store naked, he's a millionaire now. He's a president. His family and family, well, all okay. They are all protected. Ours, what about ours? We need to just walk away from these nonsensical issues and talk about educated stuff. These people, as long as they violate the Constitution, you or myself, Joey will be talking about it. But the question is, does the being a coil violate the Constitution of Liberia? Freedom of expression. Does gay lifestyle violate that? We are all protected under the same right. And let me tell you this, our tradition was a tradition of warfare and killing and human sacrifice. It was not a perfect tradition. It was not a tradition that promotes us. Do you know how many children have died in Liberia? People get up, no breast, because they have to go do medicine? That's our tradition, ABs. Is that a tradition you're promoting? Is that a tradition you think that is valuable? No. Our tradition has been a bloody tradition. Human sacrifice.
Oh, really?
Cannibalism. Those are the tradition.
Oh,
genital mutilation of women. Those are the tradition. Are that the tradition you're talking about? I'm kind of confused here. Because to cut a woman's private part is wrong, medically wrong. That's why you see our women today who went through that don't take any pleasure in sex. That's the work of our tradition, AB.
If you
Do you
want
know
to
the trauma
discuss,
these women are going through? Has the tradition helped them?
If you want to discuss that one, I can be there for you to discuss that with me.
No. We are talking about African tradition. He said our African tradition. They're trying to tarnish our African tradition.
Yes.
I just list few of those African traditions that you've been protecting tonight. You understand?
My brother, our women are the best women.
Absolutely. But the tradition has never helped them. Even
Our
the very African tradition, maybe the very African tradition said that women
our
shouldn't go to
traditional
school.
women, they are the sweetest. Our traditional women, it was in the past that people was forced to take into the Senate bush
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf just wrote a law is stopping. Even recently, a police arrested a woman in Liberia who just recently carried that tradition. That tradition will never end till the people's lives get better. So, AP, what I'm trying to tell you is that when you are giving out news, you have to dissect the issue. Let Liberian people look into it. Today, the very same tradition that you are protecting today said that women should not go to school. That's why I see majority of women are illiterate today.
Okay, okay.
That's our African tradition.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
You know, you can keep your call coming here because they want to hear what my brother and I can't talk yet tonight. Our African traditions is unique. If you don't want for me to say it, I will say it. Our African tradition is unique. Our African descendant bush, we can see the women going to. Let me tell you something tonight, or this morning. When I was appointed by the president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to serve as a youth chairperson on the National Traditional Council, there was a reason. I served and I saw all parts of the country. Our women, they are unique. The people learn a lot when they go into the Senate bush. The people learn a lot. That's how far I can stop. I can't go in depth. Can sit now on a podcast where thousands of people will come and to listen. So I will not go in depth. Kora, what is her name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Koto Barayan, calling from New Jersey.
Koto, go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to one of your callers discussing about the African tradition, how unique it is not, or how destructive it has been. And I just called to make my contribution towards your discussion. I hear him saying that women who have been in a traditional society do not have pleasure in having sex. Has he been there before? Is he a woman to discuss whether these women don't have pleasure in sex? You know, if it was something for him and I to try it, I would tell him, I've been from there. Let's try sex and see whether you have pleasure in it, or somebody who haven't been there have pleasure in sex more than me. And you know, people who don't know, and this is what makes us, people who don't know about their tradition, they try to discredit. I have been from the African setting and have come in the European setting. Comparing the African setting with the European setting, when you follow it critically and read and study about it, these people follow African tradition. And the only reason why they are above all is the traditions that we practice, it were now written. And for us to follow it according to procedures and the process. But if you who have been there, I am able to distinguish between the African tradition and the European tradition. And the only thing I can tell you is that the system set and put in place, and our didn't have system put in place. That's why we are different from them. Do you tell me your wife have pleasure in sex more than me?
Oh, okay.
And this is why I know we tell them that you don't know about anything, don't discuss it. You don't know it, don't discuss it. Because somebody said and told you say they don't have pleasure in sex, Equally so, there are people who have not gone there, they don't have pleasure in sex. Okay? So they didn't get it right. They are so naive. And for me, I'm looking for the opportunity where I will go in Liberia and discuss this issue. They didn't tell me how pleasure those who did not go there have sex more than people who have been there and compare their satisfaction as to what they feel they are. You don't know it. You don't discuss anything you don't know about. And I'm willing to discuss the issue anywhere around the world. Even in America, I can discuss it with them.
My sister,
And tell them
look,
that they do not have pleasure in sex more than I have pleasure in sex.
you know,
Okay?
our tradition is unique. Our African traditions, for me, I have been with Chief Zanzan Kao. He was my boss. I went to places. Chief Zanzan took me to places. I saw things that I cannot say here.
I have seen here where people
African traditions, Liberian African traditions, is unique. It's unique. People just think that when people say they're going into the Senate bush, they can just go cut the women. No, the women can learn a lot from there.
And I'm telling you, I can argue this out in any place, even in America. Yeah, I discuss it, and I will go back to Liberia. Let somebody come and tell me why they have put stop to these things. And this is why we will continue to be behind, because we do not know the right thing. If you don't know something, ask somebody who know better about it to discuss it with you. Then you just sit and somebody tell you, this is it. I can tell anybody, I have been there and I understand, and I have dealt with people who haven't been there. I have
Thank you.
better sexual satisfaction than
Thank
somebody
you.
who haven't been there. So
Thank
don't discuss that. You don't know it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having the discussion.
We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore. Until you wake up, we will fight for you. You keep on sleeping, but the day you will wake up, we will fight for you. We are not afraid anymore.
That will let to come to the very, very end of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Here we coming to you live from the state of Minnesota. Let my Minnesota people say that how you looking. So that will let to come to the very, very end of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Be with us. See you when I see you.